All right, so it is New Gear Day today. It really wasn't intentional, but I walked around Guitar Center for an hour. I actually took one of my old guitars up there to sell. They weren't really offering me much money, and actually the guy there was really cool. He was like, I would honestly try and sell it on Marketplace, so I may do that. But anyway, I'd been eyeballing this amp for a long time. Actually, like 20 years ago, I was on the verge of buying something very similar to this. It might have been the equivalent of what this is, because this line of amps is fairly new. I mean, within the last 5 years, I think it's come out. But anyway, it's a little more than what I had before. So not that I gig or anything like that, but it's fun to have something loud. You know, when you feel the music in your chest, that's when you know it's good. But anyway, let's get into it. I had to kind of do some reconfiguring with my current amp situation. I really don't have any space. I really should sell my old bass amp. It's super old, and you know, it would be a good starter amp for somebody, but it also has some sentimental value to it. The place I bought it no longer around, and it was my old band director, and so, you know, I mean, there's really nothing wrong with it necessarily. I mean, not the pots, but the dials are a little staticky. It probably just needs some maintenance, but other than that, you know, so I've just kind of I kind of got a whole like wall of sound thing going on. All right, here we go. So that's the new one. That's my old guitar amp. Behind it is my old bass amp, so I don't have that plugged in. I have my guitar amp sitting in front of it, so that's fine. And then my other guitar amp here that I use occasionally. I mean, I actually use it a lot. What am I saying? But anyway, this thing's pretty cool. It's definitely loud for sure. I really like it. If I ever gig again, I'll be set. You know, I'll be able to use my own equipment for once, instead of using someone else's equipment. But anyway, we should give it a test run and see what it sounds like. Okay, so let me get my bass out. It's my old trusty number one here. Got my wireless. Let me turn that on. All right, we're on. It sounds really good to me, and it's loud, and I've not even got it turned up. I would say the equivalent to like a quarter of the way up, so like on 3 or 4. So I could really crank it up if I wanted to, but I won't. I like my neighbors, so we'll leave it at that. But, I mean, this is just not really an in-depth review, but this is, you know, just kind of a first impressions. I had actually been going to Guitar Center a couple of times and playing with this amp, and I just noticed that it sounded really, really good. They also had a really nice bass there last week that they sold between last week and this week. Not that I was going to buy that, but it was fun to play. But they also had one there today that had strings on it that I've never seen before. They were flat wound. They were like, I don't know if it was like tape wound, but they were black. And they were so easy and smooth to play. I freaking love them. I would buy a lifetime supply of them if I knew what they were. I even asked the guitar guy, the guy at Guitar Center, and he wasn't even sure what they were. I mean, he was like, oh, they're flat wounds. I'm like, well, I know they're flat wounds, but like, what brand are they? I think they're probably D'Addario, maybe. They had the little colored ends on the balls, but yeah, I don't know. If I knew what they were, I would 100% buy them. But anyway, overall, I give this a 10 out of 10, I guess. Would buy again. It sounds good. And like I said, I will never part with this bass. This is my guy. But anyway, I might follow up later, 6 months down the road to see what my impressions are at that point. And that's it. If you found any kind of value out of this video, please like and subscribe. I know my content isn't for everybody, it's all mediocre stuff because that's what I'm about. But anyway, like I said, it helps the channel out a lot, like and subscribe. It's free. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Here's a picture of the end of the bass strings that I was using at Guitar Center. These are incredible. If anybody knows what they are, please let me know.